Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be way better because Zoom has their own streaming server. All right, people. We should be good now. Richard Spencer. Oh yeah, so
oh man, yeah, they're propping up, they're hyping the Richard Spencer thing. I mean, I'm like,
isn't that crazy? You mean the same thing they attacked Tulsi for?
Yeah, the fascism, right? That's what they say.
Yeah. It's
all right.
Yeah. All right, people. We should be good. That's awkward.
Is it the same stream using or?
I don't know where else I'm listening to myself. Hold on. Where am I listening to myself at, y'all? This is so weird. There we go. That was super weird.
All right.
It's weird hearing yourself like echo.
Where's my chat? Man, you already got somebody coming in there and not liking the thing?
Where? Yeah, people decide whether they like a video based off the title, pasta. Duh.
All right, so this one says 8 watching. Let's get into this one. It still keeps me getting back to that minute 55 one. I don't know what the...
You got like completely refresh your computer.
All right, keep doing it.
Like X out the tab.
All right, let's X out the tab.
Yeah, I know you gotta echo. What we just said that, Wilmer.
Is it the microphone?
Audio? No. We had an actual echo. Oh, actually, that probably is true.
Yeah, it's the audio. It said.
Hold on, let me change that.
Here's Holly.
Speaker, OBS, and there should not be. Oh, actually.
Automatically use the.
No, I thought they were hearing the echo
thing.
because of my computer playing. That should be the only reason they echo, because I'm not using the virtual, so it's only hearing the Scarlet. Wilmer got me all messed up.
Well, how's it sound now, everybody?
Now he says
good.
Now.
Everybody's good.
See, I told you. But while we're gonna take like 2 more minutes. Let everybody trickle in. Cause I haven't shared a damn thing yet.
I'm gonna
go to my other YouTube page, y'all, and go subscribe. We're trying to get 5,000 subscribers by the end of the week. We already have a lot. I can't tell you how much. Give me 1 second. I'll tell you. But it's a lot, like 900. Thank you very much. My mama likes my hair too. See all y'all haters? Peter Saturday said my hair is rad. You know that's short for radical. That's like the best thing to be.
Rad is radical.
Rad.
All right. Bethlehem says,
whereas Fee is in LA right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Fee's in LA, but you might be seeing her a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
I think you all are going to end up voting Trump even if you all don't admit it. See, the beautiful thing about living in Florida is I don't have to vote for Trump to win.
Well, you might have to do it to solidify it. I think your vote is a little bit more
I live in
important than California.
Havana, bro.
Yeah. So Trump is going to win over here, yeah.
Yeah, and a neighborhood I live in, bro, Trump is, you see people going, I mean, once again, the nicest people ever. It's super weird, but you'll see people literally going to McDonald's and the Make America Great Again hat, like casual. Just casual.
All right, where's my guy? Even though we're in your spot, can I do like a little intro thing, like a little hype, since I'm the official hype guy of the MCSC network?
Are you the hype guy?
I kind of crowned myself.
Man, that's offensive.
Well, you got somebody, you got so many hats you got to wear. You're a producer, CEO, all this stuff. I want to take some stuff off your plate, I'm
hype man.
All right, welcome back to the Convo Couch and the MCSC Network with Pasta Jardula and
Niko House.
See how that is,
bro? Y'all hear how you just
in his house,
in my house, on my couch, This man said, "Welcome back to the Convo Couch. This is the Niko couch, bro. This is the Niko couch.
This is the MC.
I dictate the combos.
Yes.
With his couch. Damn it.
Well, we're looking clean. We're looking good.
Yeah, everything's looking good. All right.
All right. So, Niko, I have a question for you. I did the DNC convention is over. Your Florida primary is over.
Oh, can I say what's up to my people?
Oh, of course you can.
Damn, bro.
Well, because I got a good
such
question.
A failure of a hype guy. What is going on, everybody? Thank you all so much for tuning into this segment of Mi Casa es Su Casa, not the Convo Couch, although we have 1/2 or 1/3 of the Convo Couch here, depending on the day.
Biggest third.
He's the biggest third.
Can't lie there.
Might even be 1/2 if you put them both together. But
weight-wise, thanks.
I know that yesterday was supposed to be Mimosa Mondays, and of course we will return to Mimosa Monday next week. But I had to hold off because Pasta Jardula is in the building, and I said I'm gonna go live with Pasta because we're gonna have a crazy, riveting conversation about Trump and Biden because Pasta knows how to lose subscribers faster than anyone else on YouTube.
Yep.
This is what he wants to discuss today. He came all the way from California to discuss it. So I'm gonna let Pasta take it away.
Yes, to lose subscribers, I'm diving into this kind of topic, but it's a serious thing, Niko. And I saw your post last week on Twitter when you were just so pissed off at the convention, saying, "I hope these assholes get trounced." And there's a piece of me really does hope that the Democrats get trounced because I can't stand them.
He said peace.
There's a piece of me because I don't want it to, what I'm saying, because I'm not a big fan of the Republican Party. I don't think they're really marching with our message and stuff, but they are better on certain issues nowadays, unfortunately, for those who stick by the Democratic Party.
I would say conservatives are better on certain issues, not necessarily Republicans. Not the federal level Republicans, I should say.
Yeah.
Federal level, I don't really conflate the federal level Republicans with the state level.
But also the Republican who's in the House now is not the typical Republican either, too, as well, right?
In the House of Representatives?
No, I'm talking about the one who's in the White House.
Yeah,
he's not typical Republican either.
What do you mean? So. He is the quintessential Democrat.
Yes, exactly.
What do you know what I'm saying?
He's a great Democrat.
Hey, that's what's hilarious is they're like, oh man, he's so Republican, MAGA this and MAGA must be no.
Yeah.
It's the opposite. He is the quintessential Democrat, honestly,
absolutely,
especially on domestic policy.
Neoliberals live in the Republican Party, whether you like it or not. So, and some of the neocons live in the Democratic Party, whether you like it or not. But it was my friend Ronnie who called me. He called me, Niko. He says, "Listen, Pasta, I saw this settle for Trump thing, right? Settle for Biden thing." He goes, "But why wouldn't you settle for Trump if you honestly believe that the Democrats, the establishment Democrats' number one objective is to suppress the progressive vote, any progressive takeover, and their second objective is to maybe beat Republicans along the way, then why wouldn't you settle for Trump?" And why hasn't anybody ever floated that idea or said that stuff? Shouldn't we be nuanced of sorts to look at all angles to make sure that
that's a really concise way to say what we've been basically saying this entire election since they cheated. I mean, because that's basically where we're like, once again, it's the difference between neo-fascism and civility fascism. Those are the options we're presented right now. I had a discussion with my mom about it because she was kind of like, where do we go from here? And I was like, Mom, see, the problem is you should ask me that question like 1.5 years ago. But that's the problem that we always arrive to after they cheat, after they put up a BS nominee, they say, well, you have to vote for somebody, right? What else do we do? You had plenty of options before recently.
Yeah.
I mean, you still obviously have to take to the street option, but nobody unfortunately cares enough to do that. So yeah, I think that this is actually a good discussion to have as two people who don't support either of them, we're two people who critique them often, both of them. I ain't gonna lie, I think that Trump is funnier. He is funnier, bro. His roasting skills, especially on Twitter, on point, bro. He almost made you feel bad for John Bolton by the time he was done with them. Okay, so but in all seriousness, Trump's buffoonery doesn't scare me anywhere near as much as Joe Biden's. Like I said, it's civility fascism.
Yeah.
That's what he's engaged in.
Yeah,
so.
I think Cornel West called it crypto fashion. Honestly, I don't know if it's even crypto fashin. I feel it's kind of like in your face fascism. I really do.
But they hide it behind, well, this is just the greater good for society.
Yeah, they do.
It's this is actually the empathetic and sympathetic thing to do. Like they make it seem as like it's for the well-being of society, as they censor you, as they, go get Gaddafi. That is what they used to justify. Like the Republicans have stopped pretending that it's about anything else other than ego, oil, and getting the person they want out. Like they've stopped pretending.
Yeah.
But the Democrats were like, well, we're just worried about human rights violations.
Yeah.
That's what we're worried about.
I know, right? And they're, Jesus. Well, that begs the question. Let's go over the reasons to settle for Biden. Niko, voting for Biden, will that stop fascism? Because that's what they say. They say, you have to stop fascism. You have to vote against Trump. Voting for Biden, will it stop fascism?
No. It has a much, actually, and I had a conversation about Brie Newsom about this. She was talking about, and she wasn't like being like voter, she wasn't voter shaming or anything like that. She was saying, hey, I feel like we have to get the fascists out. Like she said, I know we got down ballot people running. I know that, we do have to push whoever we get in. I know that Trump is not the reason for everything. And I know that Biden is trash. Like she was not apologizing for Biden, but she was kind of focusing on getting fascism out. And the way that it's presented, I can understand why somebody, even the most educated of us, could arrive to that conclusion. The problem is, this is the problem, I guess. You actually think that Trump is a fascist and then Biden is not one.
Yeah.
This is the same man who used his power in the Ukraine to fire a prosecutor because the prosecutor was about to investigate essentially his son and everybody else too, but
Burisma,
his son with Burisma. You fire you use the leverage of our economy and our aid and your power as VP to do it.
Yep.
And you weren't even going to consult with Congress.
Well, you don't have to consult with
when
Congress
you're doing
nowadays,
right?
The AUMF allows you to go do whatever you want to do, even if it's pushing regime change.
The Patriot Act, that's basically his baby.
Yep.
I mean, if that isn't literally it's civility. It is the definition of civility fascism. We have to violate all of your First Amendment and probably a few other amendments, and we have to violate all those rights because it's
for your safety.
Your own good.
Yeah.
It's for his son dies of cancer. And yet and still he goes around the world threatening countries and leaders of countries that try to introduce cheaper cancer treatments and medication, threatening sanctions if they do it because he's still in the pockets of big pharma.
Yeah.
With his executive authority, because although he's obviously not the executive, he's still an executive.
Yep. And
he still has that type of power. So if using your power to instill fear to get the populace of not only this country, but other countries to do exactly what you want, where the consequences are your people will suffer or you will be put in jail or we will assassinate you. What is that?
Yeah.
Do I need to review the definition of fascism? Am I missing something?
Yeah. No, you don't. You're not missing anything, but that's the scuttlebutt out there, that the fact that this is a form of fascism that Trump brings, where we ignore the Democrats. And even if you're saying you can't vote for Trump because he's a fascist, theocratic Nazi, is it okay to vote for Joe Biden, who is simply a warmongering, speech suppressing, pedophile sympathist who's got his own freaking issues, his sexual charges, assault charges that he's got to speak for?
Very credible.
It's awful. And we did a poll. We said, have the progressives gotten anything? Is this ticket better when it comes to Biden and Harris versus Clinton and Kane? And Biden and Harris just barely won by
which is actually kind of crazy, because I feel like this ticket is worse.
I do.
Because Tim Kaine may not have added anything because it's basically he was Hillary.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris is a negative.
Big time.
You went from 10 points ahead to only a point. So you're well within the margin of error, which means you could be winning or losing. And we already know how these polls are. Yeah. If you're within the margin of error with Trump, you're losing.
Yep.
That's how it works. And so Ellie JJ, thank you very much for the super chat. Said buy something to cover the fuse box in the back of you.
It's a work of art. It's a way it was sculpted over here.
What's crazy? I said the same thing. I was like, that is the most random thing to have. And so my wife just put that up there. Obviously doesn't cover it. We're gonna cover it though. We'll figure it out. It'll probably be a poster.
He's just a bigger. It's
gonna be a poster of Westbrook with his championship ring.
Oh, stop!
So
he's gonna win it this year. Are we talking about Houston?
If it's the Lakers standing in front of them, yeah.
I don't know, Anthony Davis
matchup nightmare.
I still think it's gonna be Kawhi at the end.
Kawhi might not make it past Luka. Luka, don't trip. You know I call him that because if he got the ball in his hands, don't trip. He gonna get you the W.
He is. Luka's awesome, and Luka paired with like a player like Kristaps. But right now, it's about the New York Islanders who are just sweeping through the NHL,
talk about that.
Just bullying everybody.
So back to things that people care about.
Yes,
not hockey. I got one more super chat.
Yeah, you do.
Sparky, you said pasta over here utilizing white privilege.
I try to skip that super chat. I saw that with my right eye. So we'll just get on past that one.
Hey, first of all, let me go ahead and say something right now. Pasta literally is our white shield all the time, everywhere we go. There are times where I will sit in the back and I'm like, hey, Pasta, I need you to go talk to me for me. If you're really like, Pasta, I need you to go handle this for me. Because even with the situation with Buttigieg, I laugh because I'm like, bro, they would not have even let me in there.
Yeah.
They would have not even they were like, who the hell?
They would have removed you while you were waiting right out front.
Walks up there, puffs up his chest. Hey, everybody, what's going on?
Oh, yeah.
How are you? I'm one of the press just like you guys. Hey, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, right? we're one of the same. Yeah. And then he's like, why are you a warmongering psychopath?
Says Pasta took my house is your house. Literally.
Yeah. Actually, that's what Pasta does.
He said your house is my house, so I'm here.
You don't cook for me though.
I will cook for you, but you're not a vegan. So let's get to the next question.
I still eat vegan food. It doesn't work in the reverse.
I know. But you know, the protein. Let's talk about the next one. What about all these progressives, Niko, who say that, hey, we can push Joe Biden to the left. We can push him left. You can't do that with Donald Trump. So we got to take Joe Biden.
Oh, well, what leverage? I'm curious. What leverage? How are you supposed to push somebody left when someone tries to criticize him? You say, well, we have to get Trump out of office.
Yes.
So you're actually not threatening with anything.
No. Nope.
What are you threatening with mean tweets? I mean, honestly.
Well, Bernie said that he will be the most progressive president since FDR. If he pulled a Rachel Maddow, if Biden,
if he passes the agenda that doesn't include marijuana legalization,
that doesn't give Medicare for all,
doesn't give Medicare for all,
nothing close to a Green New Deal,
nothing close to a Green New Deal or off act, nothing close.
Yes,
not even, bro. It's not even par for the course for the wage in the labor laws that FDR initially introduced.
Yeah, is
he about to do a slew of fucking grants for houses?
No.
And fix people? No. It's not even. Look, y'all. I know I just gave a speech on FDR the other day about what he did, but like, I mean, this is still in the context of history, right? Yeah, some of the shit he did was racist, but the problem is a lot of the shit Biden done is racist as hell.
Absolutely.
And he's not reconciling any of it, and he refuses to apologize for any of it.
He's like Bush when they bombed the Iraqi airline and refused to apologize. So many things. He's the architect, the author of the crime bill, pushed Iraq. You know what he did in Ukraine. You can go on and on and on when it comes to Joe Biden. And the fact that legalizing marijuana, just shows you how deep in the pockets of Big Pharma the Democrats are.
The most obvious thing ever, bro. Like, legalization of marijuana is the state with the largest economy in the country legalize marijuana, and to be quite frank, they're getting paid. And unfortunately, they're like, kind of like a double dipping situation where they're still trying to screw people over with different, with different laws and so they're still trying, like, they're using it to everybody. But like, if you get caught by the cops without the law, you're going to go to jail anyway. Yeah. So I would at least like to be able to go buy it when I want to. Okay. Yeah. And also, I know this is super weird, but like, I feel like it's so much safer for women to go to these shops by themselves than to like go to a random drug dealer. I know that never gets discussed, but like, it's like so much safer.
Cameras,
accountability, and then like they text you all the time, so like you know where they've been at, because like the weed. So if y'all know, in California, weed people just text you all the time. They're literally like your drug dealer.
No, literally, I got a text just right now. Like, hey,
we got that fire. Come on, that fire. You know what I'm saying?
Sign somebody up, right there. We got the fire in. Oh man,
we're just like drug dealers, except for it's legal now.
Oh, jeez.
And some of them, I'm sure, actually rather it stay illegal because the tax that they're paying, they probably make more just selling drugs. But
what did Glory Jones say? She already ragging
she said
on me
those are
and
some
stuff.
adorable playoff predictions, and Clippers suffering from karma for disrespecting Dame. They really are though.
Who they were
Hope
disrespect?
y'all appreciate my meme of pasta.
Oh yeah, she did the
Which
Uyghurs
one?
man when she did.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna get me more. Glory's gonna make me lose subscribers. I'm losing subscribers. We're talking about some stuff over here. It's pretty deep.
Let's get back on topic.
Okay, I got another one.
No, but did I finish answering the question?
Oh yeah, about pushing him to the left. Can you push?
There is no
pushing
him to the left. That's the moral of the story.
Yeah.
I don't know who was trying to convince y'all of this. The man will not apologize for 94 crime bill. He has not even acknowledged the fact that he said that he doesn't want his kids growing up in a racial jungle. He won't even acknowledge, like, bro, lie to me. Tell me you evolved at least.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you won't apologize for it. And it's only, and bro, oh my God.
But Obama tapped him on the shoulder and said he's cool now. Isn't he over all that stuff? I mean, a lot of people are saying that. Like,
yeah, man. He's like Uncle Tom tapped the slave owners on the shoulder and was like, we cool, man. You know, you treat me better than all the others. Like,
well, I mean, people are saying that out there. I mean, once again, you're not going to convince me. I don't think he can be pushed to the left. So I think we won't end fascism because we're just going to get a different type of fascism. And you can't push him to the left. We've shown that right now in the middle of a pandemic. He's not even pushing for Medicare for all. He's openly saying he will veto that shit.
Bruh,
if it comes across his desk.
Think about it like this. So we say, you know, well, in various ways, people say defund the police, which ultimately just means hold them fucking accountable, reimagine the police department, stop diverting so much funds from the people to the police department. Cool. So everybody's like, defund the police. And this motherfucker looks at us square in the face and says, or, okay, here's an option. We can give them $300 million and make one a VP. They literally do.
They picked a cop.
The opposite. This is worse than Hillary.
Yeah.
Hillary, like, would come up with really good excuses. Like, if I remember Hillary's arguments against Medicare for all, they were sound. They weren't like, obviously if you had somebody who can argue for Medicare for all,
yeah,
it's better. And it's like, you don't need the platitudes like Bernie were doing to do it. Like, you can make a argument that Hillary argued against Medicare for all more effectively than any of the other candidates on the stage, because they were trying to sell Medicare for all, or sell that they were for it. And so they couldn't attack it to the degree that they wanted to attack it. Whereas Hillary never was for it. And there were other issues like Black Lives Matter and things like that. She at least pretended to be good on. Yeah. And like, nobody, did you believe anything she was going to say? Hell no, not at all. But Biden, you say, bro, and it was the most bizarre shit ever. We were literally saying defund the police, and this man, out of nowhere, completely unprompted, I just want to give him $300 million. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Just shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up. And it's like, they just want to let you know, by the way, I know that you specifically asked me, like, fuck the cops thing. I know you specifically said, whatever you do, don't make Kamala Harris the VP. I know everybody, including Black people, asked this.
Yeah.
But hey, also, maybe we should make Kamala Harris the VP because they won't see it coming. Like, it's this, bruh.
Well, I think they were being honest. Like, this is the one who was supposed to be in charge. This is the one the elites wanted. So they're like, let's get her back in the mix. Let's hope that Donald Trump has screwed up the coronavirus so badly that we can get, Biden in, which I don't think there's a prayer right now at all and stuff. So you don't think he can be pushed left? We don't think we're in fascism. I got a legitimate reason. Here's my third reason, is to settle for Biden. Donald Trump is a deregulation maniac, and he's ruined the EPA, Scott Pruitt, oil investments. Okay. All right, at least the Democrats and Biden will be better for regulations in the EPA.
Why?
Because they care more about the environment.
Hold on. So Flint started in 2017? Is that when their water got dirty?
That was
so. Who was the Black man? I mean, other than everybody who lives there sipping the water, saying it's good. Who was that guy?
Oh, that was the guy who was on the same ticket with Joe Biden.
Was that Ben Carson? Yeah.
No.
I'm trying to make sure, because I know sometimes we look alike and shit. Like
it was Barack Obama.
Okay.
All right.
I was at Standing Rock. I remember, because Lord baby Jesus, that was the coldest I have ever been in my entire life. I've never felt a chill like what I felt in North Dakota. I've never even felt not in New Hampshire. Love? No, not even close. It actually was not even close, and it was snowing the entire time in New Hampshire. It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
I felt a lot of love, a lot of compassion, a lot of cold. By the time I left Standing Rock, I was infuriated because you have a situation where not only just rival tribes were coming together from all over the country. You had 10,000 to 15,000 people there for this one, like to protect this one thing, to do the right. And you don't ever see 15,000 people get to do shit in this country anymore.
Yeah.
Not unless it's something in it for them.
Yeah.
And it was nothing really in it for
yeah.
any of them. And you get not one single camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there might have been little articles written in the back of the back of CNN's website.
I know.
But you get once, like, even still, like, I know Jordan was there covering it for TYT, but like, y'all saying one person? This 10 to 15,000 people here. And Warren says, let the workers work.
Yeah.
Obama,
we'll see how it plays out.
See how it
plays out.
After you,
but there was none of those candidates that were on the stage that were at Standing Rock, was there?
Oh, you're being sarcastic.
Oh, yeah.
I was be mad at it.
There was one.
Yeah,
there was one.
There was. Tulsi.
I was gonna say Bernie. No, he didn't even go there.
He gave a speech from DC.
He gave a speech and stuff. So the EPA and deregulation, even though Trump is a deregulation maniac.
He is absolute. So Trump is absolutely a deregulation maniac. But let's remember on the other side of that fence, the neoliberals are quote unquote regulatory maniacs. In other words, they will create things like the North Atlantic Free Trade Agreement, and it will be antithetical to everything that free trade actually stands for. They literally limit who you can trade with. Not only that, what you can grow and what you can export and import. And then you, of course, have TPP, which is just Obama and Biden fighting for that, right?
Yep.
TPP was trying to regulate other countries' governments by allowing corporations to sue if things like making sure you take care of the environment. If you come into our country, pay your taxes the way you're supposed to pay them, et cetera, et cetera. Like, if you try to implement that, the company can sue you for the losses. Like, that's one of the, so that, like, they're regulatory maniacs where they try and use regulations to consolidate power, whereas Republicans deregulate to consolidate power.
Yeah.
That none of them are doing what they say they're doing with these regulations. And the thing about the EPA that I've always kind of been, whenever they say, well, he's defunding the EPA, and I know, like, inherently that should be a bad thing, right? He broke it up. But I'm like, hold up, I can't really remember like the last like significant thing. Like, how did the EPA allow Standing Rock to happen and still be considered a legitimate branch?
Especially now, since they won the case,
and they won.
It's like they were right
the whole
time, and the EPA did nothing.
It took. By the way, because Trump put these federal judges in. Trump, remember, this is what we're told. Federal judges, Supreme Court, U.S. attorneys, we're supposed to not.
That's the number 4 reason. But because of Biden, because of the judges, you can't let Donald Trump pick judges. Ruth Bader Ginsburg might be dying. So we cannot vote for Trump. We got to settle for Biden, Niko, because of the judges.
So, like we just said, was it not a federal judge who ruled on that case?
Yes, it was.
A federal judge that either was allowed to stay or appointed by Trump.
Either way, yes.
Okay. And let's be clear about something. Obama, to maintain his image, would have absolutely put the hammer down on whoever that judge or U.S. attorney was trying that case, because it's all about protecting Obama's image when it comes to Obama. So there was cases where that shit was getting thrown out, or they were doing it anyway. And they were, I mean, all kinds of crazy cases happening. And yet it wasn't until we got Trump in power and replaced federal judges that Standing Rock people got their justice. A little bit too late for my comfort, but we get Epstein arrested.
I was going to say, we also too now, because under Barack Obama, Mueller was actually protecting, the FBI, and there was no judges doing anything.
Mueller spent his whole FBI career protecting all the fucking elites. On both sides of
always. whether it becomes war with fucking Iraq and lying to us, not prosecuting Epstein or having him arrested.
He like literally becomes special prosecutor and then tries to pretend like he didn't know what the fuck, what's his name, Manafort was doing the entire time in the Ukraine. Like, you were investigating him and you decided not to arrest him.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Because at the time, before he wasn't playing for Team Trump, he was playing for Team Clinton, and he was actually an anti-Russian movement within the Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? Doing dirty work with the Podestas. And it's kind of a shame.
All right, so let me get to some of these super chats. Blackfire, Evan. Okay. Donald Trump is going to win, and no one will make any real noise, which will demonstrate how housebroken the American people are. Oh no, they're gonna make some noise. They're definitely gonna make some noise.
They're gonna be crying like they always do.
Yeah, I believe that. Alex learned foreign policy. I take Trump intervention.
Yeah, matters. Alex, don't get ahead of the show. We'll get there, Alex. Come on now. Let's get to the show. I got everything served out. Damn.
Jesus. See, it's how you know we were talking about the same things over and over again. Y'all don't even know what to say before we say it, preempting us.
I know.
Appreciate it, guys. Sparky, Kamala was HRC's girl. Susan Rice was Obama's girl.
Yep.
Two sides of the same coin, but two distinct cliques in the Democratic establishment. HRC won out. But did she win though? but did she?
No, because Susan Rice might get a job if Biden gets elected. You got one more below? I think so.
Let me see. Ellie JJ, why can't we deregulate police unions? Well, we need to actually put some damn regulation on them. They might as well be deregulated at this point.
All right. So we cannot settle for Biden because he will not stop fascism. It's just a different form of crypto fascism, right? Because he's just got fascist behind the scenes and his policy is fascist.
It's civility fascism.
Sorry. Joe cannot be pushed by progressives to the left. I think this is a fucking pipe dream is what we used to call this shit. When they hit the crack pipe and have a dream to think that Joe Biden is going to move left on anything. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say two things.
Yeah.
Yo, just like remember like the other day, like Joe Biden asked a black person if he got tested for crack or cocaine before he got his job. That was like the most very specific rebuttal to a question that I have ever heard. Out of all the things that you could be tested for before you get a job, he said, "Oh, what if I asked you if you smoke cocaine and made you take a test before you got your job?"
I know, right? Did you do a line?
First of all,
your son did.
And look, so first of all, let me tell you how much Biden does not know about real life. He asked, were you drug tested before you got your really high paying job? First of all, yes, everybody.
Stupid.
He's fucking so idiot. Dumb. You're such an idiot. But that's not what you meant. That's what's even weirder about it. Is like you thought that was so far-fetched. Are you trying to tell me people are getting drug tested? Well, I would have never got this job if that was, and neither would my son.
Got thrown out. He will not deregulate he won't be good for regulations as far as Biden if he gets in. You just talked about Standing Rock, how we had now a federal judge that was appointed or let to stay in office by Trump. I don't see Biden. I mean, Obama was the fracker in chief. So really, to tell you the truth, he took fracking money himself. So I don't think it's going to help with regulations of the EPA.
Brag.
Yeah.
Remember that? He bragged.
He bragged.
Y'all know that I'm the reason that we're the number one exporter of oil in the world.
Yeah.
Because you were destroying your competition and then destroying environments. But EPA, like, I don't know if I know this, but I think every state, I know most of them have environmental regulatory agencies. Like, it's already a thing, and the EPA seems to be the thing that actually steps in people's way. Because then they become the overarching authority. So when I go to fight for something, well, we have to appeal to the EPA first. Now, who appointed the people in the EPA? Who paid them off? How many people in the EPA do you think were paying off? Like, we're getting paid off by frackers?
Oh, it's big time.
Then once again, so now fast forward, I'm in this weird ass situation with Ron DeSantis, where he's one of the best environmental governors in the fucking country, and he's a Republican.
Yeah.
Super bad on other stuff, but
Well, he wanted to clean up Florida because of that tourism. He didn't want that there,
money.
But still, he wants that money. But he knew it was
whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know?
He understood it. He put Big Sugar in its place as best he could, clean up the intercoastal. So the judges and the Supreme Courts. I don't know about you, Niko. I can't deal with another freaking neoliberal bullshit judge again. I don't think they really help us with anything. They don't help us with our civil liberties.
Also, damn that. Y'all care about Supreme Court. I want to hear it. Cause Kennedy took his ass right home, and y'all were that man younger than me. Shit, that boy ain't got no wrinkles. Look like he about 15 years old. Okay, and he's like, all right, I know that we've been using this whole Supreme Court argument as a Democratic, as a Democratic Party as a whole for this entire time. So I'm actually going to leave and give Republicans the majority. Is that fine with everybody? Kennedy, we love you so much. We appreciate you just being a Kennedy. It's cool.
So that's that.
And now they're like, y'all got to consider the Supreme Court. Well, if y'all cared so much about the Supreme Court, then why didn't y'all keep Kennedy's ass on the bench and light him up when he tried to leave? Yeah. It's almost as if he was asked to step down so they could use this as an excuse. Also, Scalia is a Patriot Act judge, so. Yeah, Scalia, fucking Jesus Christ.
Killer Cam wrote this here right before we get off the subject of the settle for Biden. He said, liberals are more racist, classist, and sexist than Trump supporters. They don't believe marginalized groups have the sovereignty to think for themselves and vote against the Democratic Party.
I mean, that's largely true. And I don't dichotomize. Well, I do it in a different way, but I don't dichotomize like you're being outwardly racist towards me and you being racist in literally every situation that's the most important towards me, but I would never know because you're
covertly.
Yeah. But like I literally mean like, so you're really like you're a teacher. You're really good at pretending you're not racist, but because I might be young, right? You're just really nice. And you have like little microaggressions that I don't catch. Like this person will be talking, but then you yell at me. And you're asking me to stop talking, and this white dude or this white girl has been talking this entire time. Yeah. Or little things like that, and and you don't know it's affecting your grade. You don't know it's affecting the CEO who's reviewing your thing, thinks that you have a higher chance that you're doing drugs than your white counterpart. Yeah. You don't know that this is the sheriff, this is the judge, if it's a liberal judge, that this could be Ruth Bader Ginsburg, for example. It could be a Joe Biden, where he would sit there and pretend to be your ally right to your face, and when he thinks the camera is not on, apparently, because he thought it would never be seen, right? They're thinking short-sightedly. Yeah. I don't want my kids to grow up in a racial jungle. This is what, and this is like a thing. This is what, remember Donald Sterling? I don't even think Donald Sterling was a Republican. I don't think he was conservative, but he was racist as hell. Yeah, but he had this smile on his face, and he was always, you see him at Clipper games, but when the tape was on, when nobody was listening. Doc Rivers, right? Yeah. He even hired Doc Rivers. Yeah. Actually, admittedly, Doc is kind of a conservative guy himself, but you still, you hired a black man and you gave him GM. So everybody's thinking, well, he's fine, right? But we don't know what comes next. Basically, sometimes everything looks good, and out in the open. And just some shit just rolls downhill. One thing will expose one person, and then you're finding out, oh my God, like nobody. So this whole time they were claiming to be the most having the most diverse race in the history of all Democratic primaries, which is I'm not even sure that's definitively true. They've had women and black women specifically run before, so that's weird. But and then so y'all wipe out Julian Castro, Kamala Harris, and this is a point that somebody made to me he's kind of a moderate, and I had to take a step back and look at it because he was right. He said it wasn't just their policies; it was because they're black and their policies. It was both, and I was like, what? And then I looked at Julian Castro, Kamala Harris, Tulsi obviously was getting smeared even though she was able to stay in the race, and last one, Cory Booker. Okay. Castro, Kamala, and Booker all ran almost identical campaigns to Elizabeth Warren. Almost identical. They've all had shortcomings, except for Julian Castro, who actually was in a position where he basically didn't have to be held accountable for shit because nobody knows what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah.
And so he was, and it immediately progressed was like, I don't trust him. He's a neoliberal. I feel like he's inconsistent. Okay. Well, I mean, it's cool that y'all recognize that. I could see it too, but I really don't know what y'all are basing this on, right? Because he was saying a lot of the right things. I would catch him because I'm obsessed with politics.
Yeah.
But it wasn't enough for the average person. But they could see it immediately. Okay. Cory Booker was actually kind of inspirational in some of it, parts of his campaign.
Yeah.
And he started talking about Medicare for all. He, you know, doing what Cory Booker does. Now we can see through it. That one pharmaceutical vote killed him in the entire progressive movement.
Yeah.
Okay. Kamala's Kamala, right? But Kamala ran a very similar campaign and had the Hillary Clinton machine behind her.
Yeah.
Okay. And had as much positive media attention as you could possibly get.
Yeah.
Okay. Gone. Don't even make it to the election. But I really want to like Warren. For why? I don't know. I just, you know, this one thing, the consumer finance. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. But y'all crucify Booker for one pharmaceutical vote. Warren betrayed the entire progressive movement. Like, and strung us along and told us she knew the entire time that she was being cheated.
Yeah.
And she's a warmonger. And she shit on Israel and Palestine. It took one issue for y'all to throw Cory Booker under the bus, almost zero issues to throw Julian Castro under the bus. I know he's a neoliberal, but nobody knew. Like, what was your, like, I could tell through the way he was pandering that he was a neoliberal, but if you're the average viewer who can't even tell that AOC is playing you, there's no way you were able to see through Julian Castro.
Yeah.
And once again, and then the way Kamala was treated. So yeah, these people they had bad policies, except for Julian Castro, who was kind of like all over the place. But so you were able to hyper scrutinize them, but you want to like, I've never heard anybody in my life, I really want to like Julian Castro. No, nobody ever feels like saying that. Nobody. And he was there for a lot of Obama's administration, damn near as long as Warren has been in the Senate.
Yeah, no,
So what is there?
I don't know why people settle for Warren. It's just so whacked.
Because she reminds me of their damn white grandma, their mom.
They're gonna always hit the senator and that.
Senator of what? She was one of the most unproductive senators. Like, she doesn't even introduce legislation.
Yeah.
She doesn't. And the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau was a damn Trojan horse to introduce Dodd-Frank, which made banks bigger. And nobody paid attention to it because she came out of Occupy and she would never. Why would she would do that? She wrote a book called Pow Wow Child, and then she even plagiarized the recipes in book pasta. But I really want to like her.
She spoke at the Native American caucus the other day. Come on, man.
And this is what I'm talking about. When you're talking about racism, it doesn't always look like a bunch of people, you know, waving Nazi flags. It doesn't all like the Proud Boy shit. Okay, cool. I appreciate y'all letting me know you're racist. At least I know how to maneuver.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a specific type of insidious racism that Malcolm X spoke about, that Martin Luther King spoke about. There's this racism that they, like you said, will take yourself, or Cam said, they will take your self-determination away from you and believe that they'll make you believe that it's for your own good. And it's not like wanting assistance is not wanting you to control my life, or no, fuck that. Reconciling the shit that you've done isn't the same thing as I need you to survive. Yeah. Black people have literally created Wall Street type environments in the middle of segregation after having their wealth basically taken from them. I actually believe that they were worried. My running theory is that they were worried that the Black community is going to create their own Fed. That's what they were worried about. And that they were not, we were killing it, bro. But they don't associate any of that with racism. It's always, bro, the Wilmington massacre, nobody, like, they had to completely like rewrite the history books on the shit because they actually believe that white people were just justified in wiping out almost the entire Black population of Wilmington and taking over. It was almost completely Black, and they wiped them out because Black people were like, we can't even fucking fight back, really. What are they gonna do? We're gonna get arrested. And that is that civility fascism, civility racism. We don't need it.
Yeah. It's very nefarious. It's very sinister. It's in the background. It's not in your face. I think, you know, I've spoke to people before that they at least appreciate Trump's honesty, whether they agreed or not. The Democrats, you don't even know where they're standing, what they're doing. Yeah. They always seem to lurk. And the fact that they've merged with the State Department and intelligence community is really scary. You want to read some super chats before we get to set up Trump?
Mocracy, because apparently I'm pronouncing your name wrong this entire time. Would you debate? Bro, I'll debate Vouch on
Who?
Vouch. So it's this neoliberal who goes around pretending to be a progressive. He calls himself an anarcho-Bidenist. I know he doesn't even know what words mean, so there's that. I don't know if see at this point I'm not even sure it'd be worth debating him, because if you think that anarcho-Bidenist is a thing, because that's basically it's unchecked fascism and racism. That's what you're suggesting. So, but yeah, actually, I've tagged Vouch. Other people have tagged Vouch, and it's interesting because Vouch is the type of dude who seems to like just accept everybody who debates him. Always, like small people, bigger channels. He's always accepted debates.
I got to see this guy. Who
and he's always obviously challenged people.
He's got a Twitter?
He is, yeah. He hasn't even responded to people tagging him and like, yo, why don't you just debate Niko? Why don't you debate Niko? Why don't you debate Niko? I tagged him like, yeah, I'll debate him. I don't care. I didn't even know who he was at the time. I'm like, yeah, I'll debate him. Like, he hasn't said my name. He hasn't, and it's the type of dude who loves saying everybody's name.
Yeah.
Like, he's like goes after people on Twitter specifically. Like, and you don't want to debate me, Vouch, because you're scared. I understand. And I'm not reaching out to you because you're the one saying, I mean, this is basically my version of reaching out to you. I'm not about to DM you because I don't need to debate you. You the one who need to debate because you sound like a goddamn ridiculous prick. I'm just saying.
All right, I'm gonna go check out this document.
Yeah, bro.
And what's the other super chat?
Dude out here defending pedophilia and shit. Bro, I saw the clip. Jesus. It was weird. He was like, there's somebody asked him whether he can condemn pedophilia. He was like, well, I can't really do that. It will be a hypocrite because he made some other argument. Bro, it was the most bizarre shit ever. I'm like, wow. Sparky, if called to their attention, subtle racism can be eliminated on an individual basis. Yes, sometimes. Often the guilty party just never thought about it before. Yes, that is very much so true a lot of the times. I 100% agree. But they won't even call him out on it. That's the problem.
And you get that last one? That yellow's Tensky? Oh, there it is.
Truth teller. End police murder and mass incarceration and provide reparations in the form of cash payment is the only way to get the black vote moving forward. No one can stop us. I mean, the black vote is actually probably going to be more consequential this election than it's been for a general election in a long time. Because a lot of motherfuckers just like, we're just not going to vote for anybody since y'all want to play stupid. And if they don't vote for anybody, Trump wins. You're a black voter?
I'm not going to vote.
Oh, you're not going to vote for the...
Anybody. I don't know. Right now, I'm not even voting because I don't even know where to go.
Like you don't feel like you're... No, I'm talking
California.
I'm talking about the down ballot races.
I still haven't found anybody over there. You know what I'm saying? It's funny because in 2018, I voted for one person. It happened to be a cop, Villanueva, a Democrat going over a Republican. And I was like, I regretted my vote after I did it. So I don't even know if I'm going to. You have to earn my vote, literally. I don't go out
and vote for against people.
Nope.
My ass will go. I will see 10 people for like 10 different on the ballot. I will vote for 2 goddamn people.
Yep.
And deuces.
And I did it one last time in 2018. But let's talk about this, Niko. Maybe it's time. With everything you just said about the Democrats, with everything you said about Joe Biden, where it ain't going to help with the judges, ain't going to help with the EPA, we ain't going to push them left, and we ain't going to end fascism, why don't we settle for Trump? Because here's a good reason. The Democrats' first objective is to stop progressives from taking over. So another Trump loss could be devastating for the establishment. Has the Democratic ticket gotten any better? No. So with a big loss, wouldn't that really open the door for progressives to go in and maybe do something down the road? Don't they need another smash job to lose to Trump again, to lose their power? Because if anything, they've consolidated some of their power and they've got more power now, the Democrats, the establishment. Wouldn't a loss maybe open up and see a little crack?
So
if we settle for Trump?
That's an interesting argument because there is something to be said that like we see Medicare for all, how popular it is. We see how popular anti-interventionism is. We see this reinvigorated fight for civil liberties. We've seen people, I mean, the climate change argument, environmental issues. These issues are like not just popular, they're wildly popular because most of them are common sense. Even if there's a little bit of a divergence on how to implement it, they're still wildly popular.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue that Bernie's issues were better this campaign than his actual arguments for the issues because he just was able to handpick, I'm going to say the most popular thing. It probably sounds socialist, but I don't care. I mean, And they were working. It was working. He raised a little money from saying just random shit that just seemed popular.
Like what?
Medicare for all. Claiming he's anti-interventionist. The one thing about Venezuela was kind of weird, where he was like, "No, we're not talking about that socialism. We're talking about Canada."
Oh yeah, Norway and Sweden.
I'm like, bro. So just in case y'all didn't know, that was a racist statement. Because basically he's like, not those evil brown socialists. We're talking about those white socialists that we don't invade their
fascism.
We don't invade their countries.
Yeah. I know, yeah.
He like went. I waited. I'm like, bro, I don't know if you know how bad that sounds. But anyway, so
they have the best elections over there. They got everything, education and stuff. But no, the white friggin' democratic socialism.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the theory though?
But the progressives, the ideas, in my opinion, will prevail. But like it's crazy. It's going to be interesting to see the reaction, because so you're telling me all of our ideas are most popular, but Biden is actually the one who won. So why wasn't he filling stadiums? Why wasn't he getting donations? Why couldn't Kamala make it to the election with the wind at her back, bro? She had a hurricane at her back. You're like, you don't get to this goddamn finish line.
Yeah.
And she still couldn't make it.
Yeah.
So why did everybody have to lie? Because that's what they'll tell you, right? The country is actually, more moderate than people think it. I'm like, yeah, we are. But your definition of moderate and our definition of moderate, like the average person, like if I go up and explain to them single payer health care, like that seems like it's common sense. Why wouldn't I already pay for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Well, what the hell? Then why don't I have it? That's what people say. They're not like, well, how are we gonna pay for this? Or my tax. The average person is not saying that shit.
Yep.
Because they're like, motherfucker, just reallocate the money I'm already giving y'all.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it's going to be interesting to see if progressives are able to then utilize that in a genuine way, which is also a different problem that we're having today, and capitalize on it to maybe, I hope, create a third party, but not just create one, by the way. I mean, like actually do things at the state level to challenge this, because you got Trump judges in now. And I'm sure that some of these Democratic states, the Republican judges, wouldn't love anything more than allowing the Green Party or the People's Party to usurp the Democratic parties. Because at least it gives them temporary power grab. Like, use the bad shit to your advantage. Because first of all, you don't know how to play politics if that's the case. Like, first of all, but second of all, we are winning the issues. Police reform, Medicare for all, climate change, environmental justice, even people wanting to pretend like they're not racist all of a sudden. We're winning the issues. The only thing that we're not winning is the office, because we're not winning the most important issue, which is election integrity.
Absolutely.
And
they're cheating the vote at the end of the day, but you can overpower it if you really got people to get out there and stuff.
And it's not even about overpowering it, in my opinion. It's more so like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Black Panthers and the like, Fred, all of them, they didn't like say, Kennedy, bro, hey, I know that we're fine for you, but no matter what, bro, we got you.
Yeah.
No, they were like, we don't really give a shit which one of y'all get in office. We're treating y'all both exactly the same.
Yep.
So we don't get, and it forced Kennedy left. It forced him left on to the point where Lyndon B. Johnson was the bleeding heart racist and had to pass desegregation legislation.
Mm-hmm.
Like he knew it.
Yeah.
So
Malcolm X was telling people they were a chump for voting for him. Remember, he's like, you're a chump. That's the Democratic Party.
Because he wanted to prove people wrong.
Yeah. Well, here, Niko, if in fact Joe Biden gets destroyed by Donald Trump, gets the floor wiped with him, if the Green Party gets less than 1%, if the Libertarian Party gets less than 1%, a lot of people are going to be looking for new homes, new places to go. And I really think it's going to provide an opportunity, if in fact Donald Trump does wipe the floor with Biden, that there's going to be opportunities for people to like, F this, I'm going to the Green Party, I'm going to the Libertarian Party, where they actually have a chance of taking over those parties, unlike the Democratic Party, which everybody thought they were going to take over this party. The Bernie Sanders movement's there. We're going to reform the Democratic Party, but they didn't realize how strong the corporate party is and how it just threw people away, how it makes their own rules, and it really didn't provide you a vessel to take it over. So I think that if it does happen, if Biden does get the floor wiped with them, it's walking time for a lot of people in the Democratic Party for good.
I mean,
and maybe a third party can come out of this.
So here's what I'll say about that. First of all, before I continue, everybody watching right now, go subscribe to my new channel in the description below. It's in the description. Go subscribe. It's a new channel. I'm trying to crack these algorithms open, see if we can do some things. All right. So go subscribe. We're trying to get 5,000 subscribers by the end of this week. And we already are like 900. So go subscribe. So I'll be posting a lot of individual videos there. Now, back to regular schedule programming. I think it'll be walking time, but I actually, even though I'm not telling people don't go register for a third party, because like definitely go do that. But I wouldn't even suggest either of those. I would probably say People's Party, if I had to make a choice. But the problem is that we are so conditioned now to immediately revert back to like, okay, so now what party? Okay, so now what party? Okay, so now what party? Party. Martin Luther King was a Republican. JFK was a Democrat. Malcolm X didn't do shit. Not didn't do shit, but didn't believe in any of them.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Martin Luther King was more of a conservative, and socially conservative. I mean, because he's obviously a pastor. I would say JFK was probably a little bit more socially liberal, ironically enough. What did they all had different qualities, emblematic of different parties, and were literally in different parties. But Kennedy may have been doing anything in the interest to represent the party, but Martin Luther King was doing everything in the interest to represent the people, and specifically Black people. And because he wasn't in the party, he came in with a strategic advantage because he built up a mandate and a following and a coalition outside of the clutches of either of the parties. He was focused but decentralized.
Mm-hmm.
The Black Panthers were dangerous because they were existing and thriving and converting people outside of the apparatus of the
to a party.
No, well, the Black
Panther Party,
but they weren't.
It was all about they were communist of sorts. I mean, they weren't
like the.
I thought they were going to seek out political party. I thought they were going to take their movement.
But see, and you would be an idiot not to.
Yeah.
But that's my. Why did they get the coalition to even be able to have the dream of, wow, we're going to actually get people elected?
Yeah.
Because we attacked from the issues. We said we're going to build our own community with healthcare. Teach people how to save money, financial literacy. Teach people how to start businesses. Yeah. Teach people about their Second Amendment rights. Teach them how to use a gun. Teach them how to protect themselves. Help educate white people on what we're dealing with and what we're going through.
Yeah.
And they were successful. That's why they've been labeled a domestic terrorist organization. Nobody can tell me one terrorist attack.
Yeah.
From the Black Panthers. We would have learned it.
When they killed Fred Hampton, that was a serious
That was a damn terrorist
21
attack.
years old. They went up there and shot him up. There was like one gun fired at the floor, maybe in retaliation to like 80 bullets that went ripping
exactly.
through him.
So if you look at all the greatest movements, the most transformational movements, they were existent outside of the clutches of a party. Like, that's my problem with, I have actually several problems with like this national level organization of Antifa that everybody says is not an organization, but clearly they're organized. They may not be a 501c4, but they're definitely organized. Like, first of all, I don't know where the hell Antifa was at during Standing Rock. I have no idea where the hell they were at during Ferguson. I have no idea where they were at during Baltimore. I have no idea.
Niko, I just have a problem with white people wearing masks all the time.
Okay,
I ain't down with that shit. Sorry, dude. Fuck that shit.
But yeah, it's like you're probably doing some shady shit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're a white guy. Come on, you're not gonna get like abducted or anything like that. You're good.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna let you go if they do. So but you come out when Trump wins. Okay, so now I'm led to believe that your efforts are on behalf of the Democratic Party and exclusively against the Republican Party, who you now deem is the exclusive threat, right? Because I was in Standing Rock. I was there.
Yeah.
I wasn't in Ferguson, but I was obviously paying a lot of attention to it. There was no Antifa. And the name Antifa, first of all, is like, just honestly just reminds me of CIA shit because it's super unoriginal. It's this.
We're all technically anti-fascist in ways, right? We have to
I also believe Black Lives Matter, but this 501c4 organization at the national level can eat a whole ass penis.
Yeah, taking money from Soros.
That's not the same thing as the local organizations organizing behind that name because it's like, this is what people believe in. You can have that nuanced discussion of, I know that there's some people who call themselves Antifa because they are genuinely anti-fascist.
Yep.
And more power to you. The organization, the apparatus of Antifa, as a Black man who has been paying attention to before George Floyd was a thing, I remember who was allied with us and who was not. If you ask indigenous people, they remember who was allied with them and who was not.
Yeah.
I remember who just popped up out of nowhere, like the Women's March and all that stuff, literally popped up out of nowhere. I remember. And Antifa was not there. So it's like, because it would make the Democrats look, hell, honestly, they might have been a little bit scared because Obama, he's scary, y'all. Obama make you disappear. Ain't nobody gonna cover it. Ain't nobody gonna cover it.
I know, right? Nobody even questions. What about this next factor? The fact that you only have to sweat 4 years with Donald Trump, and you have to sweat possibly 8 years of Biden, maybe even 12 years of neoliberal. I mean, seriously, isn't that a good thing? Why don't we settle for Trump? Because all we got to do is sweat 4 years of him, Niko.
It's possibly 16 years of neoliberalism. Yeah, that's what, because you get. I don't think that Biden's going to last a year. That's why they got Kamala. I mean, damn that. They were never expecting him to last a year. He was the backup plan to get Kamala.
Yeah.
Because we can cheat and use a whole name recognition thing, and black voters love him, even though that turned out to, by the time the election showed up, it actually wasn't true. And then, but the first state where that would have mattered, they changed all the voting machines. Coincidence. And they weren't even doing paper ballot audits anymore. So like, they knew that Biden could basically commit a narrative siege and take over the party, and they knew obviously that Bernie had been neutered.
Yeah, they had information on that shit. I mean, the
information is Bernie.
No, I'm talking about
being a millionaire now.
Well, the Biden shit though. I'm saying like they got the guy who was in 5th place to go in, and they got the guy in 2nd place to drop out for the guy. But that was before
South Carolina or after South Carolina.
Yeah.
So, but they were, and
but they knew going into California, they had that mail-in ballots fucking fixed over there. Yeah, they had those tabulation machines for Joe Biden. Of course, they had to go along with that plan. Bro, it wasn't just like
now Joe Biden's won California based off of the votes that were cast.
Isn't this disgusting? Bro. Isn't that disgusting? Joe Biden, who didn't even campaign, didn't go to any Democratic convention, couldn't even show up in freaking California.
Bro, even with the rigging that night, within 24 hours, he got his ass whooped. And then and this is what they did last time, right? They wait till everybody starts paying attention to that state, and then all of a sudden, oh wow, what a surprise! We're actually tied in a state where the Republicans damn sure ain't voting for him, and every Democrat's been disgusted with him based off of the debates because every Democrat's been attacking him.
Yep. Well, you know what people are saying? They said Republicans voted for him. I'm like, no, they didn't. Republicans wouldn't have been able Biden. They hate Joe Biden, the Republicans. Republicans
went out of their way to switch their registration to vote for Joe Biden.
Exactly. That's what they're saying. Bullshit.
Yeah, that's not happening. The issues, bro. That's what I believe that we should be arguing for.
Well, what about
16 years? In the 16 years of you get 1 year of Biden replaced with Kamala, who can 3 years, but I didn't serve full time. I can run again. 4 years. Oh, that's right. Didn't serve full term. I can run again. I just put neoliberal judges, which y'all cheering the whole time. I just put fascist policy, the fascist policy out, and y'all cheered for it the whole time. I just, foreign policy is done under Kamala, and y'all cheered for it.
Done under Joe.
It's done under Joe too, but it's really done to Kamala because Kamala really
clueless.
She knows nothing.
She's clueless when it comes to foreign policy. You want to talk about Putin? I'll tell you about Putin. I'm glad they cut her off. Like, just get to the next person. I don't want to hear this girl talk about Putin.
Yeah, she can't even make. You know how like Biden and Hillary were educated enough on foreign policy to make up good lies about
to bullshit it about.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
Like, that's not Kamala.
She is not even there.
They're gonna write the script, and she actually has no choice but to. She can't even be skeptical because she don't know enough. Yeah. So like, and she hasn't developed, in my opinion, she hasn't demonstrated any policy, like command of any policy, like that she can pick up foreign policy fast. Because that's like years of reading and learning and understanding and the interpersonal relationships between. Like, she just doesn't have any of it.
Yeah.
Worse so than Obama. Like, so. You're looking at potentially 16 years of neoliberalism as they appoint judges, as they deregulate, pass TPP, do everything right under our nose as the left cheers for and say we can push them left next time. We can push. Look how bad this Republican is. Kamala's not that bad. Look how bad this Republican is. Kamala's not that bad. Like no.
Yeah,
Kamala is that bad, and
she is.
And I'm worried that like if we get out Trump in this fashion, there's no turning back.
We're screwed. Yeah. And we caught Kamala talking about this next issue. We caught Kamala at the Democratic convention, and she thought I was just asking her a question. No, I was freaking stamping and cornering her ass to say, okay, let's see how this woman is on civil liberties. So we asked her, hey, you want to suspend Trump's Twitter, do you still feel that way for people who are for their civil liberties and their First Amendment rights? She doesn't care. And Democrats as a whole are more for censorship than the Republican Party right now.
Yeah,
so to settle for Trump with his bill and his executive order, where he wants to kick at least the intranet, as we say, to the FCC and have some form of regulations. No, do I like a G pie? Not at all. But I'd rather have some form of regulation and oversight so they just can't suspend you, shadow ban you without telling you. So at least for our civil liberties, it's a reason to vote for Trump.
So that's oversight, right? That's not necessarily regulation. That's oversight. And that's what we need. We don't, because like, I get it's like, it's murky because technically if they do oversight over the, which I think that's what they're pushing for. If they do regulations, like the Telecommunications Act of 1966, they said, we're trying to make it more fair for all these companies. Yeah, coincidentally, as the internet is becoming open, free, and about to invent a bunch of competition for all these telecommunication monopolies, you want to go and regulate it all of a sudden. And what that actually meant was they allowed all these companies to buy up radio stations, buy up newspapers, and monopolize themselves.
To neuter the internet.
To neuter the internet. And bro, that's crazy how anticipatory they were, because they literally were like, oh, bro, it's going to be a problem in like 10 years. We got to make sure we take care of this now.
Yeah.
And that's literally what they did. So imagine that with the digital media world. Right now, there is still a fighting chance we can get YouTube called out and held accountable as a monopoly. There is still a
to be transparent, to say why they have to take you down. I mean, it's disgusting. People don't understand this. When you're sitting in these seats, you realize censorship, how bad it is.
Yeah.
Because you always used to say the keys to the kingdom. Remember these people. Imagine these people having the keys to the kingdom. That means they control the rhetoric. They control the narratives. They can actually trick people to vote against their own interest because they're suppressing your voice while putting their own voice up.
I can't tell you
That's true
how
fascism.
many times I just quoted blindly what Obama said about Gaddafi because it was Obama. And you're not allowed to question Obama.
Not at all. Not at all.
And even though I would call him out on other issues, but like there were certain truisms that they were repeated over and over and over and over and on. This is what you have to say. This is what you have to say. This is what you even have to.
You have to say this.
Maybe go. And when I got more educated at you, well, yeah, I'm not saying Gaddafi was the best guy, but now I'm like, it doesn't matter if he's a good or bad guy or not. Obama was fucking wrong.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah.
But that's how scary the propaganda is. That is how scary a person like Obama. Kamala isn't anywhere near as charismatic or convincing as Obama is. But the Democratic Party, like, they pretend like they don't. We were just talking about this off camera. They pretend like they don't know how to use a mandate, and yet they have the entire world all of a sudden, out of nowhere, worried about election integrity. Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And they pretend like they don't know how to focus. They pretend like they don't know. You could have easily, if you were worried about election integrity, guess what? We're not even having this discussion if Tulsi Gabbard's legislation is passed.
Yeah. Well, they're not even talking in the right way. They're just, once again, they're pulling eyes and everywhere where it shouldn't be. The most aggravating thing about the situation when it comes to the postal office right now is that we're not talking what we need to be talking about when it comes to our elections.
Yeah.
And I'll get to that later on in another show. What about aggressions towards Russia, though? This is a big one. The Democrats are Russiagators. Biden's a Russiagator. Kamala's a Russiagator. And this is what Joe Biden wrote the other
Trump
day.
Damn near a Russiagator now.
They have to just that. I mean, so disgusting, but I hope it moves away because I want peace with Putin and I want to denuclearize. And Joe Biden said this: Donald Trump continues to cozy up to Russia while Putin persecutes civil society and journalists. Okay, well, we got Julian Assange in behind bars. Now the opposition leader is in a coma after being poisoned. It's unacceptable. Unlike Trump, I'll defend our democratic values and stand up to autocrats like Putin. Is that not a reason to settle for Trump right there?
Okay. First, oh my God, there's so many sweet baby Jesus. First of all, why they use the same, bro? Okay, so does Putin have this like the secret vial of poison everywhere? Like you just and then nobody's been able to catch. Bro, okay, so I need to be very clear about this. I don't believe Putin has poisoned a damn soul. I don't believe it. It's just like that's not even his style. He would rather beat you senseless, because of him just being better than you. This is how Putin is, right? And
he'll play one-on-one hockey with you. Let's go.
And let's be clear about something. I've been doing, regardless of how you feel about him, it's because the things that I have issues with Putin on are actually just political and usually about social issues. And it's the same issues I've had problems with the Democrats and Republicans on. LGBTQ issues, some interventionism where I believe it was unnecessary, not as much as it probably could be, or not even close because we're way worse. But I still have a problem with that level of intervention. So his stance on Israel and Palestine, actually. The Russia stance has been very actually pro-Israel in a lot of ways. So like generic problems, I guess, that I have with most politicians who lead one of the top two problems in the country. I don't believe this motherfucker going around poisoning people, bro.
Yeah.
And that sounds like something one of our people would do. One of our intelligence officials.
We did it to Flint.
Yeah, exactly.
We poisoned the whole freaking town.
Like,
who the hell we didn't say anything?
Like, and we just accept the veracity of not us, but people just, oh, Joe Biden said it, so it must be true. Like, okay, so where did he get that information from? Hold up, what do you mean? What does that matter? He wouldn't just lie to us. Are you kidding me? Like, and can you imagine? You want to talk about conspiracy theories, bro? You're claiming that the president of another country poisoned the opposition party frontrunner.
Yeah. All of a sudden now, like,
could you imagine if somebody said that about Joe Biden?
Yeah, I know. It'd be
if Trump came up with food poisoning one day.
Yeah.
Because it's Trump, and Putin said, well, we actually have some intelligence that says that Joe Biden
poisoned Trump. Yeah.
Bruh, I would actually laugh at
out
that
the building.
Shit.
I know.
I would laugh at that.
I know.
But when Biden puts out a damn conspiracy theory of like, and it's the lamest old conspiracy theory that they've been using.
Yeah.
Bruh, like he would have been caught by now, bruh.
Yeah.
He would have been caught by now.
The last reason I have, Niko, is Biden and Harris are neoliberal AF, and it's so funny because take a look at this right here, ladies and gentlemen. You see that right there? Can you see that? That's the Biden-Harris shirt right there. You know who else had that Biden-Harris shirt? Same colors, same style.
Reagan
Bush.
Because remember, they're going after the Republicans.
They're literally targeting Republican votes to try to get them over the top. Didn't this happen in 2016 where Chuck the Schmuck said, for every progressive vote we lose in Florida, we'll gain a conservative Republican in Ohio and Pennsylvania and every state they lost.
What he meant to say is for every progressive vote we lose in Florida and Michigan, Trump gets, because that's basically what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
So and now they've entered into no man's land. And what I mean by that is progressives had something to look forward to when they gave you the middle finger last time. And some stayed, some protected you. And they listened to the TYTs, they listened to the Nomikis, they listened to the Bernies and the ALCs, and they said, just reform the party. That's not where people are at anymore. Nope. You literally have people locked in their home. You went on vacation. And Trump decided, I'm just going to give them some money and I'm going to actually make it a reasonable political argument. Hey, you didn't want the whole 600, so I gave him 400. You wanted 600. Oh, and I gave him 400 and then put some of the onus on the states to provide the other 100. Yeah. You didn't want, or you wanted to, supposedly, even though it wasn't even the original idea, but you didn't want to give, or you did want to give the 600, but the Republicans wouldn't listen to you. So I'm still going to allow you to get the maximum of 400. Cause I know a lot of your states have a higher cost of living. So this is the balance act, but I'm not giving any of you motherfuckers who are taking all this money from lobbying groups any room, because I'm cutting the middleman of the corporation completely out of all of it.
Yep.
And I'm supposed to go vote for Joe Biden?
Yep. Or the Democrats for that.
Or the Democrats for that matter.
If Nancy Pelosi had taken out that amendment for the provisions for the Voting Act, and she would have got people their money, but she didn't want to budge. She wanted to leave that amendment in there so they can take away states' rights as far as verification for voting, and therefore they can steal the election even easier.
And think about it like this.
They didn't want to do it. They didn't want to give you that extra money.
Why didn't the Republicans attack him on it?
What's that?
Why did the Republicans take lobbying money?
Yeah.
Right? They're a corporatist party as well.
Yep.
They didn't want to give any more money.
They want to give less. Some of them.
Yeah. I mean, less or none, basically.
Yeah.
I think they just wanted to reopen up, and they just wanted to go straight into reopening up. Yeah. Okay. So why not attack him? Because you know what I'm doing. And if you come after me for not giving your corporate lobbyists what they want, I will make sure you lose. The Democrats weren't mad at Trump for giving the people money, literally, because they just went on vacation after they said they're going to sue him for it.
Yep.
They were mad at Trump because they're corporate lobbyists were mad as shit because Trump undercut them. And that is the part of the conversation that never gets discussed.
Yep. And when you tell people it's an 1,800-page bill for like, oh, the Democrats say every bill is 1,800. It's like, well, not really. At this time,
800.
It was 1,800 pages.
Which one?
The HEROES Act.
Oh,
1,800 pages, right?
Yeah.
So people are saying, oh, well, all bills are 1,800 pages or that. I'm like, not during a pandemic. This is unprecedented times. And in his executive order, it's 4 small fucking things. Easy peasy, simple. And he's going to win because of that right there.
I can tell you right now, Florida got that executive order, got processed for Florida. I know because my wife got the money. I'm telling y'all. So, and obviously
California, they applied. So
they applied?
You get money. They applied now because
no, it's unconstitutional. No, y'all don't want that money. I thought, that's dirty money.
Nancy Pelosi's home state already buckled, Niko. So
it didn't take long, and they were trying to they were like, shit. I mean, California, like we were talking about earlier, they're on the bubble right now anyway. They're about to bust.
Yes.
Like, it's not looking good, but no, I thought it was unconstitutional.
Yeah, right. They're going to sue them. They're going to sue them.
So basically what you're saying is this, if you were going, because it's funny because Kyle, and it's a good argument to make. He was like, I just want Bernie when he needs to say, you know what? If y'all going to use the executive power to rain hell on everybody, then I'm going to use it to help people.
Yeah.
What do you call this? And so then the progressives complain, well, it's not the 600. Hold up. That wasn't the goalpost. Y'all said it wasn't.
We didn't give another stimulus too, which we wanted to another 1,200.
Another 12. And by the way, that's not even completely out of the question yet. But once again, Trump actually did the middle ground thing that we always be talking about sometimes, that sometimes like no middle ground, ever. That's not actually a good idea because sometimes middle ground is great.
He told the Republicans that said they want no money, sorry. He told the Democrats who wanted extra money, I'll meet you halfway.
And I'm not going to give you $1,200 for them to say, now you can pay your rent.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually postpone evictions.
Yep.
I'm a
moratorium, right?
It's a moratorium until like the 2020s.
Obama didn't even give a moratorium in 2008 and threw people out of their house. That's it. Niko, I got to go on with fam, but let me ask you a question. Do we settle for Trump now? Yes or no? I mean, you're in Florida. I'm California. Do we settle for Trump? I can't settle for Biden.
Listen.
Do we settle for Trump?
I actively fight Biden. I'm not gonna say I'm settling for Trump, but I'm championing the issues.
No, he's championing the fact that Trump wipes the floor with Biden.
I want that. I want that.
You can see a picture. They're gonna make a gif of Niko doing that Niko laugh.
I'm gonna be live. I'm just gonna be sitting here like this. I told you. I told you. Didn't I tell y'all? I told you. It's gonna be an hour and a half of me saying I told you and laughing. Basically, that's going to be my live stream night. So I'm just letting y'all know. I hope we got like 1,000 people in here just watching me laugh at the Democratic Party because I told you. And what's even worse is they're about to lose the House again. They think they're going to win it. They're going to lose it.
Yeah.
Because we're in a general election. Florida, like Jen Perlman, unfortunately, just experienced. I mean, granted, we got to deal with rigging, but the voter turnout was like 77,000. Right? Or something like that? Or less than
more than that. She got 25,000 votes, and Debbie, I think, got over close to 100,000 votes.
Okay. So really?
I think so.
I feel like it was a little bit less than that.
It might have been less than 100,000. Maybe it was like 100,000 total.
In the Democratic primary and Republican primaries combined, there are about 300 to 400,000 voters total. Republican never win that race, but that's so basically you damn near cut the damn voting total in half.
Yeah.
So COVID is going to obviously limit the voter turnout. Neither of actually Trump is kind of talking stupid. Like I kind of wish he would just shut up because he's not running a populist campaign this time.
Yeah.
Even though he, like I say, does some weird populist shit randomly as president, but he's not running a populist campaign. And like with low voter turnout in Florida, the state that like all the drama you're seeing happening right now in Florida is nothing to do with COVID. I'm telling you, our mayor just lost. And it was already a foregone conclusion. Now, if quarantining was the right thing to do, if the curfew was the right thing to do, if tear gassing people was the right thing to do, basically just doing whatever the hell the news told you to do.
Yep.
Why did he get his ass handed to him?
I don't know.
And it's not like our economy is like, I mean, obviously now because COVID, but like that's a national problem. Why did people uniquely, because he was like one of the only incumbents that got beat. So why are people uniquely oust you? Because you are not doing what you should be doing. It doesn't matter if the part, and this is once again a weird city in a weird state. And I love what Fiorella said about, they said, we can't pretend like Florida is the rest of the country. And she said the United States is the Florida of the world.
And I got that.
Bruh.
She also said, wait, I'm super confused. The RNC is today. Then who are all those Republicans and war criminals talking on the stage last week at the DNC?
No, they got Cheney. They got fascists up there.
Yeah.
They're like
Kasich.
But Tulsi's a crypto Republican.
Oh yeah.
Bruh. Let me read these.
They took a pro-life union busting asshole and they put him on the stage and gave him 3 times as much talk as their little darling of AOC.
And bragged that Kasich endorsed Biden. Yeah. Bragged about it. It's
just like Richard Spencer. They're bragging about it.
They think that,
they're bragging about it.
Don't even get me started.
Get those super chats.
Alex Leames, thank you very much. How do you feel about Marianne Nina at the People's Convention? I love the fact that Nina is speaking, of course. I'm glad that Marianne Williamson is kind of diverging from the Democratic establishment because she is confused a lot. She'll get some really, really good issues right, and then other issues I'm like, Marianne, oh my god, she's just so nice. But it's actually kind of like this super weird irony with Marianne Williamson because a lot of her decisions are made off of white privilege and white guilt, and she is like an expert on reconciling that type of thing. And it's like she is untouched by potential the atrocities that will potentially be caused, will be caused by a Biden election, and the succeeding ramifications of like, so it's not just the 4 years, not just the 8 years. It's like I said, with Telecommunications Act in 96, we're paying for with our channels in 2020. Yep. So like, she wanted to deal with that. She wanted to deal with the police brutality. She wanted to deal with the money issue because she's fine. She's Oprah Shaman. She's good. Mm-hmm. Like, she don't have to do any of it. So she's well-meaning and she's empathetic and she like sees things that make her sad and it makes her react to things. Yeah, but because
she's a spiritual advisor, so the nastiness, the rhetoric just bothers her because
there is some truth to what she's saying, like speaking that into the world, and it does have an effect on the world. And so I get it from that point, but I don't just look like it ain't just Trump speaking. It isn't just the Republican Party speaking. So Wakanda forever.
Wakanda.
No, that's Wakanda. Wakanda actually has 2 A's. Somebody else probably had the YouTube channel name. So they had to put, Truth Teller, Otis B, and I all agree. No candidate will get our vote. Not a single one. They do not agree to our 3 basic human rights demands. I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, we don't have... The Democratic Party don't have no leverage, but the voters still have some leverage left, at least, and you need to use it. Dark Skin Legacy, True Teller Otis B will kind of forever, and I agree. If our 3 basic human rights and demands are not met, no one will get our vote. Black community vote. Well, you can say Niko, Dark Skin Legacy, True Teller Otis B will kind of forever, and I, whoever that person is, all agree. If they don't adhere to the basic human rights demands, ain't nobody getting my vote, and I'm gonna make sure you don't get nobody else's vote, because Trump ain't the one promising me to treat me like a human being. Trump made it very clear how he gonna tell the police to treat me. Cool, not really different from the norm. Biden's the one telling me he's gonna treat us with decency. He's the one saying he's gonna stand up for Black Lives Matter. He's the one saying he's gonna fight on behalf of women. He's the one saying Biden is telling me this. Don't lie to my damn face. That's so disrespectful. All right, let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, don't lie to my face.
Well,
I think
that's all they do is lie, the Democrats.
That's all they do. You're right.
That's all they do.
Phil Davis.
What up, Phil?
Every United States World War II vet who served honorably was Antifa. Exactly. That is 100% true.
Yeah.
That was where Antifa was invented. And that's why I said the national organization smells of CIA because they're the most uninventive people ever. Gucci for 2.0 was fake. The like, what's the other one? There's another one that they did too. It's just like they're unoriginal. They take names that have already been done, they add 2.0 or some bullshit like that, or they take a name that's already and then like co-opt it for their own me. They did the same thing with the what's that damn movie? The Arab Spring. The Arab Spring was genuine at first, and then we used it.
They hijacked it, and
we hijacked it.
Yeah.
Occupy, bro. Even Anonymous.
They hijacked everything.
Anonymous.
Bernie
bro.
Sanders, they hijacked him.
I'm like, how do you hijack a definitive statement?
Yep.
Like, how do you hijack Black Lives Matter? Well, you put a 501c4 on that bitch and collect all the money. That's what you do.
And then you don't let certain people talk within the group. Like, you have great members of Black Lives Matter, like Hank Newsom, who walked into that pro-Trump rally in New York with about 6 Black Lives Matter people. And he actually got up on the stage, gave an amazing speech. And at the end, Trump people and people from Black Lives Matter were taking hugs and pictures and cameras. They got rid of solutionists like him. So, you know, they don't want the Fred Hampton types. They want the people who are going to keep it divisive. They're not really into civil disobedience, too. They go home, they get their money, and that's that.
I get attacked by, I get called the nastiest names, not by the right, but by the left.
Of course.
Like, and
because they despise what you're saying, Niko.
Yeah, I'm always talking about unity. I talk about unity with the right. I talk about our conservatives, I should say. I talk about unity with and reconciling with people I don't even like, because at a certain point, like, the issues have to be the most important thing. Whether, you know, if we had minor disagreements on the approach in the past, hopefully, you know, we both learn and we can move on to at least focus back on those issues. Like, and they hate it.
Mm-hmm.
It is like legitimately the scariest thing in the world for them for somebody to say, well, I don't really care about y'all's candidates. The thing that makes them their money, which is kissing candidates' asses, kissing party asses. Like, I care about the issues in these people, because at the end of the day, I know for a fact, if I'm sitting one-on-one in front of somebody, I will change your mind on whatever I need. I told somebody, he was like, well, I'm not sure if reparations is the morally right thing to do, even if it's affordable. I said, no. I said, if they said you can have, Black people can have reparations today, and it could potentially heal or start to heal hundreds of years of just racial and angst and anxiety and all these problems, you would, for $5 a month, you would do it. He's like, well, I don't know, because of the moral. I said, no, you would do it. He's like, wow. I was like, you're a good guy. You are. You would not look at that $5 or $10 a month, $60 a year, or whatever, or $120 a year, and say, man, that was not worth it. I would rather have people suffer. I would rather people just not be happy. You would not do that. And he was like, man, yeah, you're right. You're right. Because I'm not going to assume I know people get caught up in the logic game. Sometimes people kind of get defensive about like protecting their own. It's like a natural instinct, right? It's always about putting food on the table. That's basically what everything is about.
Yeah.
And like, it's not going to stop you from putting food on your table, man. It's not.
Yeah.
And it's going, if anything, every time the Black community gets money, we spend it in the white community anyway. It's a whole different discussion.
Yeah.
But like, so it's going to help everybody.
Yep.
It would it would stimulate the economy to a ridiculous degree. So we have to be about unity, and the Democratic Party does not want unity. The Republican Party, a lot of times, like the party members at the highest level, don't want it either. But that should not be conflicted with the local people either.
Yeah.
Like, we got to be nuanced, and we always have to try unity first and issues first. So
not today. Democrats are cancel culture, and they're the evil side if you don't agree with them.
I know, exactly.
So are you going to vote for Donald Trump?
No, not.
I don't think I'm going to.
Trump has not earned my vote.
I don't think so.
Trump has not earned my vote.
If I had a gun to the head, I did not snarky. I did not combo couch. Did not hijack the MCSC network. That is not true. We decided on unity here today.
See how he did that?
See what I'm saying? He got me convinced. So
he's all about that democratic unity.
We all right? We out?
You know, when they said unity commission, what they really meant was actually hijacking all of your ideas and pretending like we're running on them.
Guys, if you haven't gone over to the combo couch, by the way, get on over. I see some people I haven't seen over here. Come on over.
Go to the combo couch. Check them out. They're going to be live in a few. Sparky, appreciate all the super chats. You the man. Everybody, if you have not yet, go to the link in the description. Go to my other YouTube page. There's like 186 people in here. I should have 1,000 subscribers on that page. by the time this stream is done. So go click on that. Go check out the Convo Couch. Go subscribe to us on Rockfin as well. Go to rockfin.com.
Fishman wants to know why we weren't on Rockfin today.
We didn't even know if we'd be able to be on this today.
So but we're here.
But I will be back on Rockfin on Thursday.
Yes.
So everybody go check because we're back to live streaming. So everybody go check for that on Thursday.
Hi, Natalie Chavez. Like Natalie. Always saying hi.
Nat, what's good? Other than that, always remember anything else. Find your balance.
Combo out.